Hello there, it is Kamil Lalji. You've just finished watching one of my videos and you're thinking that you can do what I do. You want to become a real estate agent. Well, first word of advice, don't do it. Now, if those words have dissuaded you from becoming a real estate agent, you would have never made it in the business anyway. Real estate is filled with lots of rejection, but it can be filled with great compensation if you're good at sales. Real estate is one of those businesses where your compensation is almost entirely dependent on performance. If you can perform and if you can sell lots of houses, you will make a good amount of money. But if you can't, if you're bad with rejection, you will probably fail. So how does it all work? How do you get actually paid in real estate? That's what this video is about today. I'm going to explain you all the ins and outs of commissions. And if you do like this type of content, please like, subscribe, comment below, and let's get started. In real estate, commissions is one of those things that you get paid for at the end of the transaction when the title has actually conveyed. And so oftentimes you can be sinking hundreds of hours into selling a property, spending money on things like signs, advertising, submitting it to your brokerage. If the property does not sell, you've wasted all of that time, all of that money. That's why there's the allure of big commissions, because you need to be incentivized knowing that a good percentage of the homes that you list will not actually sell. So how does it work? When you take a listing, you agree with the seller in advance to pay not you, but your brokerage. Your brokerage then takes a percentage of that commission, and you are paid the remaining minus what you pay to a potential buyer's agent. Now, if you represent both the seller and the buyer, which is called dual agency, you can earn both ends of the commission. In Canada, on average, the commission is 5%, split between buyer at 2.5% and seller at 2.5%. And when I say buyer and seller, I mean buyer's agent and seller's agent, split 50-50. However, there are a couple other methods of compensation. You can agree with a seller in advance instead of getting paid a percentage of the sale to get a fixed fee. You can make an agreement with the seller in advance to do a combination of percentage and fixed fee, or you can even agree with the seller in advance that you want to be paid regardless of the selling of the property. Some sellers will be okay with that, others won't. The majority probably will not because they want their home sold. That's why they've contacted you. However, in certain cases, sellers sometimes are unrealistic in their expectations. You tell them that they're unrealistic, but they still want to list their shack that is worth $50,000 for $500,000, and you say, okay, I'll do that for you. However, I want to be paid in advance because you know that it's not going to sell and you're probably wasting your time and effort. Now, when do you get paid? So you get paid at the very end of the transaction. So oftentimes you will list a home. It will take on average 30, 60, 90 days to sell. Title will be conveyed 30 days, 60 days, 90 days after that. That means that the possession of the property takes place after it's sold. So that's depending on whatever seller and buyer agree to. After the seller gets their money, after the lawyer gets their money, after your brokerage gets their money, you are finally compensated. And sometimes that can take anywhere from 30 days if it's a very quick sale and you sell it on day 1 and they want a possession on day 14 to 6 months. So it is important that you understand that, just because you need to plan financially for your other obligations, knowing that the money may not come in as quickly as you think. One other important thing of note is your brokerage usually takes a percentage of your commission. Oftentimes people think that the real estate agent gets that full amount of commission, that full 5%. No, not the case. Usually your brokerage takes a small percentage. Sometimes it's 10, 15, sometimes it's 50%, depending on the brokerage that you are with. Bigger the percentage, usually, the less the monthly fee. And yes, you do have to pay monthly fees to your brokerage. In addition to that, it is important to understand that yes, you are getting these quote unquote large commissions in, but you do have to look at the entire picture. And that includes things like paying for marketing, which is a huge expense, an office space. These nice threads aren't free either. You got to pay for a car, and your professional bodies and websites will often have monthly fees as well. So in Calgary, we have the Calgary Real Estate Board, the Real Estate Council of Alberta, the Alberta Real Estate Association, the Canadian Real Estate Association, the Real Estate Insurance Exchange, as our monthly payments that we pay to in order to just stay in business and operate. It's important just for you to know that, because the illusion and allure of the big commissions isn't always what it is cracked up to be. In addition to all of this, keep in mind that these commissions don't just flow from the heavens like milk and honey. They're often very challenging to get. So I do try to dissuade people from getting into real estate, not because they'll create competition for me, but because it is a tough business to actually crack and do well. It's important that you know everything up front, just so that you don't get into something and think one thing and then all of a sudden it turns out to be another thing. That's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this type of content and you do subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think about commissions, and if there's anything else I can answer. Thanks so much. Take care.